Today, we're going to build a Nebula-B frigate using 10 Lego pieces.
These are all the pieces you are going to need. In the description of this video, I left the piece names, count, and design IDs.
I was building my Lego Star Wars Death Star trench run when I came across this 1x8 bar with 1x2 curved top brick, and I saw it. I've never seen this piece before, and I was like, oh, I know exactly what this is going to be. So I stopped building my trench run. In fact, I put it away for a week now so I could build this mock and film it. But what we're going to build is the Nebula-B frigate. I think this piece is perfect. I love it. I've never seen it before, but as soon as I saw it, I knew we were going to build the Nebula-B frigate. Now, we're going to leave the back alone because it's close enough. We're in micro scale. I really don't want to mess with it. I mean, there should be like 2 prongs down here, but again, micro scale, sometimes we lose some of those details to get more of the more iconic look, so you can kind of get the silhouette of this vehicle. And to do that, we're going to go right to this 1x2 brick with the curved top. And I'm going to extend it down to be like the front of our Nebula-B frigate. And to do that, I'm going to grab this 75 1x3 inverted slope piece. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the inverted slope piece onto the bottom of this 1x2 brick with the curved top, so that the slanted end slants down towards the front, and the straight end with the holes in it, and the little gaps here and anti-studs, is in the front of my frigate. And now I've kind of got the body of my Nebula-B frigate. And so now I just got to kind of make that top, the front part, where just, there's different lengths of pods sticking out of the front. And to do that, I'm going to start with a minifigure neck bracket. Now, this minifigure neck bracket, I'm going to put that on the front top stud of my 1x2 brick so it hangs over like this. Now, there's a little Technic pinhole here, but when I used it, it was just too wobbly. It wasn't secure, and I want a secure fit. So that's why I'm using the minifigure neck bracket instead of the pinhole that they give us. So I'm using that neck bracket, cover that pinhole to give me a stud. And on top of that front stud, or in that front stud, I'm going to grab a 1x1 cone piece. And this cone piece is going to help extend my the front out and kind of give that cylinder, that more coned look of the front of the frigate. And now down below, we've got a whole bunch of more of those little cones, things kind of protruding out the front unevenly. And to do that, I'm going to fill in these gaps here. So I've got this little gap between my anti-stud and the top. I'm going to put a 1/4 pin, this one, a 1/4 Technic pin, into that top gap, with the big end going into the bottom and pushing it in, so you just got that small little stud sticking out. And I'm going to do the same thing on the very bottom gap between the anti-stud and the bottom gap. So I'm getting another one of those 1/4 Technic pins, putting the longer end inside the bottom, and now I've got that gap here, but these two are filled with those Technic pins. On the top Technic pin, I'm going to grab one of these 1L bars with the mechanical claws, and I'm going to put that bar into the hole of my Technic pin and just stick it in all the way so that the claw pieces are lined up with that front cone. So they're vertical right here, and they're just lined up, so it kind of gives the illusion of 2 of the kind of things that protrude out the front. So we kind of made 2 of them right there. On that center hole where I didn't put a Technic pin, I still want the bumps, but I didn't want them to be so long. So I used a minifigure's roller skate here, the minifigure roller skate in gray, in this light bluish gray, and just put it so that the minifigure skate goes into where the foot of the minifigure would go onto, into that gap in the center. So this is the way our minifigure skate goes on. And now I've got that last Technic pin I put in, and in that pin, I'm going to grab one of these 1x1 tile, round tiles with the pin on top. And I'm going to put that tile onto that little stud of the Technic pin right there, so it sticks out a little bit further. And there you kind of see we've got that uneven look of the front of the Nebula-B frigate. And on the bottom, I want to do a little bit more, and so I played with different pieces, and I ended up with this metallic gray, because I didn't have a light bluish gray ice skate, this minifigure ice skate. And just like we took the foot of the roller skate, I'm going to take where I put the foot in my ice skate and put it into the bottom hole of my inverted slope here. And so I'm going to do the one with a little notch there. It doesn't really matter, but I'm going to do the notch forward front, but now it hangs over the front and back, which is nice because this wasn't smooth either, and so just giving that little overhang kind of gives more of us the illusion of creating the Nebula-B frigate. But I am so glad I got the Death Star trench run, and even more excited that I got this great piece to make a Nebula-B frigate.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.